Welcome back. So it is safe to say most of us know, or at least we're somewhat aware of, the fact that water is really important to us. Really important. Unfortunately, like many things, knowing and taking action on that knowledge don't always go together. They're not, it's like hand in glove, don't always work as good as we want them to work. So we are basically water. We literally are more water than we are anything else. So does that make you feel like maybe it's really, really important? So if you want to be a raisin, you want to be a prune, go for it. But if you want to have the greatest health success, the best health story that you can possibly have, then I would suggest going to be the grape or shoot for being the plum. And if you haven't already liked, subscribed, or shared this channel with your family, with your friends, and what are you waiting for? Let's get health accumulation, get that opportunity out to as many as possible, because as you know, in these times, there's nothing better than having a healthy, strong spirit, mind, and body. And this is what we're devoted to here. So hydration is a big deal. And it's a big deal for this one particular area, our brain. And most of us, we would probably find like, I'm having leg cramps, and we think that's a sign of dehydration. I gotta drink more water. Man, I wish I would drink more water. But beyond this, acute symptoms of, say, a headache or just kind of like fatigue, which is accompanied by mild dehydration, or potentially if you have severe dehydration, and you're having seizures, most people don't usually think of, this one particular thing that's completely related to fluid, completely related to hydration status, and we overlook this thing. And we often medicate for this thing, but really, potentially, what we may need is to hydrate ourselves. And this thing is anxiety. And anxiety is going through the roof. There was over 10 million prescriptions for anxiety prescribed last year. That's a lot of prescriptions. There's not that many people in the world. I mean, that's in the United States. 10 million. This is great for big pharma, great for the pharmaceutical companies. I'm sure Merck is pumped, but this is not the best thing for the human being. Thinking that they're living in a state of anxiety, and they're being told that this little pink, this little blue pill, is the only thing that that can give them relief. Otherwise, they're going to stay in the state. So when we're feeling stressed, unable to make concrete decisions, feeling like our heart is racing, it's just beating faster than usual. Sometimes I'm having trouble getting my breath. Having spells of dizziness, but we check our heart, it's fine. Check our lungs, they're fine. Feeling like we have all this stuff to do, but we're not able to accomplish it, and we're getting behind. We are likely to be in a state of anxiety, right? I mean, that our nervous system is going to be anxious. It's not going to be feeling safe at all, and this could potentially be a dehydrated state. That could be the underlying pathology. So a dehydrated state promotes a stress response in our bodies, and it decreases insulin sensitivity, meaning it's harder for cells to take energy supplied, like sugar, glucose, and get it inside of us, inside the cells where they actually do the work. And this cycles back and then creates more stress and more ticked off cells because they cannot perform the tasks they want to perform and feel like they need to perform, to help us live optimally and to overcome whatever obstacle, whatever thing we're trying to do in that moment. Maybe laundry, might be filling out your taxes, anything. So also, when cells are stressed because of dehydration, they start making cortisol. Cortisol goes up, and what do you know cortisol does? When cortisol goes up, as opposed to it going up in the morning, coming down during the nighttime, that nice rhythm, when it's up on a regular basis, up at times it's not supposed to be up, we start getting weight gain in our abdomen, we start having issues with sleep, we start going towards instant gratification, craving instant gratification. We start eating more floury, white, added sugary foods. We grab the energy drinks another time. Our belts don't fit around our abdomen as well. Skin starts aging faster. Our capacity to handle emotional distress decreases. Our children now are like, oh, what are they doing? Our ability to have mental clarity goes down. All this literally can be dehydration. That can be underlying current for all this. And one study showed that just 0.5 liter deficit, or which would be about 16 ounces of water, deficit of body fluid can cause this spike in cortisol. So this is a great reason to start your day off with 16 ounces of water, especially for hitting any kind of caffeine, eating coffee, black tea, green tea, any of those kind of things. Hydrate the system. Because remember, you wake up in a dehydrated state. So right out of the gate, aim to replenish your fluid system, replenish it. Allow your body to do what it wants to do. Add some lemon, add some lime, sprinkle in some sea salt, and get those fluid levels up immediately, so your body has all the opportunity to function optimally out of the gate. And you don't have to guzzle it. Feel free to just sip on those 16 ounces, just as your day's getting going. And hopefully, we're not just jumping out of bed, running out the door. That does happen. It happens to me sometimes. But as a general rule, if you can say, yes, every morning, I'm going to hydrate first thing before I start putting any other inputs into my mouth. By doing this, we were literally getting ahead of the day. Out of the gate, we have both helped ourselves physically and psychologically by drinking water, by hydrating our system. And this isn't just literally like, okay, we're decreasing anxiety because we're decreasing the cortisol response, all that kind of stuff, insulin insensitivity, but we feel good. Everybody knows water is good for us, right? Like, we need water. So that's like, bam, win right out of the gate. And in 2018, the World Journal of Psychiatry, cool journal, said that, or showed that individuals who drank less than 2 cups of water per day were significantly more likely to suffer from anxiety and depression compared to individuals who are drinking 5 or more cups a day. Isn't that wild? We're just talking literally plain water. This isn't chamomile water. This isn't like, some herbal tea mix. Literally plain water. Just by going from drinking 2 cups to 5 cups, you could decrease your anxiety and depression scores. So when we are dehydrated, our blood volume drops. And when blood volume drops, the ability to move nutrients to all our tissues, but especially this guy here, this brain up here, is decreased. It's hindered. And this affects all manner of brain function. In fact, it can actually even affect the size of your brain if you allow this prolonged dehydration to occur. So if you don't have enough nourishment coming to your brain, these neurotransmitters, these minerals, vitamins, you cannot expect your brain to function at its highest level, and it won't. And like I mentioned, even the size of your brain could decrease. So if you're feeling frustrated with life, like my memory is not where it should be, I feel like I should be doing so much more, I should be so much more productive during the day, and you're feeling like this sense of this anxiousness, this tension in your being, just kind of feeling out of sorts, and you're looking at the water, you're not drinking that water, today's your day to increase that water intake. Make a goal or a steady standard for yourself where you're going to get in a minimum of 1/3 your body weight in ounces of water per day. 1/3, that's your minimum. That's just like bare bones. Get that in. Make sure you are hydrated. Make sure hydration is a priority. This is not something you should do or have to do. This is something you want to do, because a hydrated being is less likely to be anxious. A hydrated being is less likely to be depressed. A hydrated being is less likely to have insulin resistance. A hydrated being is less likely to have cortisol spiking, which means a hydrated being is less likely to have, belly fat that you don't want to have. That's inflammatory and irritating your system. A hydrated being is just going to perform better in life as a whole. And I think we want to perform at our height so we can give the most we can to life. All right, let me know what water's done for you in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.